Hello and welcome to the Tristan channel. And today we'll be reacting to Ouija brothers. They're a UK-based paranormal investigation team, based in the UK, and they've basically one of the channels that their stuff's brilliant. I've seen Casper react to them, but I heard about them through what you call it? Debunking channels. There's been a few really popular debunking channels that have actually gone on ghost hunts with them and say they're more reliable. And to be fair, they kind of are, because they don't get dramatic and overreact to, they don't overreact. Oh, it's too loud. They don't overreact to every knock, and they debunk. They try and debunk the stuff they hear, etc. So a lot more reliable. So this is the UK's most terrifying house. Real paranormal encounter. Tatton. Oh, I think it's Tatton. Pronounced Tatton, though. So yeah. Cheap bloody nose hair, they trim them. So yeah, just a FYI, I did do, I mean, I'm not going to do the same with this one, but I did actually do a recording of another one they did on the same night, but it was very lackluster, and I thought, I can't upload that. It's not good. You know what I mean? I can see why they uploaded it, because they want to show honesty in their investigations, but it's just not for me, because I can understand how they do it, because it's kind of like you want to show honesty, because it's like professional paranormal investigators that are funded by institutes, etc., will tell you that you won't always get results. So it's odd that every channel that you see on paranormal, every investigation, you get results. It's not going to happen. Sometimes, even in some places, if someone's died there or whatever, you have to spend like ages there. If it's abandoned, you know what I mean? There's a process. You won't get it on command like a lot of these like ghost adventures and stuff like that. So I'm hoping this one's going to be good. Don't get me wrong, it was a bit. They did hear a few moans near one and stuff that I recorded, and there were a few voices that could have been indoors, but they were worried that it could be outside. So the actual reason why why they said it was scary or tense, is because they were worried that people were outside. But hopefully we'll get this one to be a lot not so lackluster, you know. And I mean, that was in a village care home, but this is a historical place, so hopefully it'll be a bit of information, make it more. You know what I mean? I want an honest reaction. Like, I haven't seen this, so so believe it or not, the last one, like I said, last one I sat through and reacted to, and I thought, I can't upload that. I'm sorry. One, it's not one of their best, or it's very hard to find which one of their best, obviously, but it wasn't a good one. So I don't want to you know what I mean? Without further ado, but anyway, like as always, with any video RE channel react to, the link is in the description below, so go check them out. But like I said, they're a lot more legit, like, you know what I mean? They don't always use K2 and stuff like that, but like I said, they instead of going, oh my god, you hear that knock? And brick themselves and stuff, they actually go, that could be the wind, could be a pipe. They debunk it. They're like what taps used to be when taps were good, because I know it was taps now. They do lots of weird stuff, religious scripture and shit like that. If I'm thinking the right ones, but anyway, don't matter. But there's some channels where they debunk most of their stuff. Can't remember what it's called. They're like that, so they seem a lot more legit, and also a lot of the sounds that they pick up when you do get them are raw on the microphone. They don't, and they still enhance it, but the thing is, you could hear it before they even mention there's a voice. So when they hear a voice, you hear it at the same time they do. A bit like Midwest Ghost Hunter. If he hears a voice, you can hear it as well. He doesn't need to tell you there's a voice. He tells you afterwards, but I'm sat again. Don't worry, mate. I heard it, mate. You know what I mean? So it's even more legit.
How do you feel?
How do you feel, Stephen?
A bit anxious because of the things that we've experienced already tonight. Maybe tonight is the night where we're going to get the Holy Grail.
welcome to Tatton Old Hall. It's
Tatton,
an absolutely amazing building, as you can see.
I thought it was going to be Tatton because there is a place called Tatton in the UK, but something, you know, ignore me. Dummy moment.
Deceptive from the outside. Love it here. It's really good, in all fairness. It's a great place to be. So, the first building we come to, this is the Crooked Barn. This dates back to the early 1600s. If you want to come inside, you'll see why. It's to do with the configuration of how the actual beams have been put together, and that's where the Crooked name comes from. Really interesting place to be. I love being in here. Apart from it's very old, it's just got that atmosphere attached to it.
I love old buildings like this sort of stuff.
Bats going as well.
It's got some bats going in. When it gets a bit later on, you'll have the owls coming in. So we've got an owl window up there.
Oh, nice.
So the idea was that this one would have had grain, etc. in here. So at night, they'll leave that little square open window as an owl window, so the owls can come in and obviously get rid of all the rodents that are trying to eat all the grain, etc. So this wasn't original to Tatton. So this was actually moved from Frodsham in 1976. So it's been here a while, so it's now established itself here, but it dates back to the 1500s, so there's so much history with this, it's absolutely crazy. Now, I've done quite a few investigations in here with guests, and yeah, it's really interesting. You'd be surprised at night, when it gets dark, even though there's lots of little holes around the room, it's pitch black. It's really quiet, and we've seen shadows and figures walking around us. We've had stones thrown in here. People have done experiments in here and been told that people were actually hung from one of the beams at the top. Now, there's no history or documentation to tell you anything like that. However, who knows? You know, it's come from a different place. We could have done. And we've also had at this end here, which is quite strange if you look at the floor. So the floor at this end is all made up of like bricks, etc. And I don't know why that's made up like that. That's the honest answer. But we've had people talk about witches and things like that. So it's quite a different split in the whole of the building. But it's a really interesting place. I love it, and it's got a great feel to it. So walking across now, so this is the main building. So originally, this would have actually been a barn. That's how it was originally built. It was actually a barn. So when we go into the Great Hall, without giving too much away yet, you'll see where it had different levels in there.
See, it just goes to show the old expression of like, I think sometimes it's just destined to happen. So I'm glad I kind of went back and went, nah, I'm not doing this, because I love it. Even if we don't get much results from it, I just love it, the story as well, the history as well.
So this was originally built in 1583 for Sir Thomas Edison, and the Edison family lived here all the way through their life. This was obviously where they were, this is where they lived, and they would have actually obviously ploughed the fields here. Just a point of interest while we're on, just at the back of us, just here, you'll see a load of humps just over the wall. Now that's the remains of Tatton Town. It's a very old established town, and it's actually in the Doomsday Book. So that originally out there in the fields, that's where the Tatton town would have been, and that's where the name Tatton comes from, which is where we are now. This is the main building for the house. So as you can see, it's got completely different types of building materials in it. So to our left here, that's the original building. So that's where the old barn would have originally been. That's where it was. And as you can see, they've got some very interesting repair work to the side, because they just didn't bother in those days. They just literally wanted to actually firm it back up again. You can see on the right-hand side, the bricks are completely different. It's still very old, but you can clearly see that this part was built in the 1800s. So I think it was 1840 that part was built as an add-on to the actual whole house. Because you'll see when we go in the Great Hall, for the amount of family that were here, there wasn't enough space. So they actually built this add-on place to actually use as a bigger part of the hall. Now when we get inside, I don't want to give too much away, you'll understand how it's now developed as the years have passed through. So this is the main hall. This is what they call the Great Hall. So this is where they would have lived originally. It was first obviously a house. So if you actually look at the walls, you'll see the little holes and indentations. It was actually 3 stories. The bedrooms would have been upstairs, and obviously they would have had the living quarters downstairs. But if you just check a note of how high the actual divots in the walls are, it would have been only about that high. It would have been a very cramped experience here. I know some of the Edgerton family had children in here. They gave birth in here, so I can imagine it being a bit crazy in all fairness. However, They didn't know until about 100 years ago about this building and how important it was. If you look up at the top, that is the original loft area and ceiling and rafters. It's about 300 or 400 years old. We've done quite a few investigations here. We've done some Ouija board in here, and we've been blown away, I think is the right answer, with some of the information that's come through from the guests that don't know anything about it. Because as you guys know, when we walk around, we don't tell too much about it. And they've had people's names come through that are to do with the house. They've had the correct dates to come through. And we've had some other interesting information where we had some guests have a lady come through who accidentally killed, murdered, I don't know whatever you want to put it, her niece by giving her some herbs, trying to make her better. And she was classed as a witch. And she was actually hung for being a witch by her brother for killing her nephew, which would have been her brother's son.
Horrible,
and she stays here because her brother's ghost and spirit.
Sorry, that's horrible, but I mean, in terms of all this history, the thing is, because, it's funny because, I don't mean to be stereotypical horrible, I'm not being horrible, I don't mean it's horrible, but to be fair, America doesn't have a lot of, it's not, America as a civilization, the United States, as it were, wasn't that old. It's not that old compared to the amount of history and the age we got in the UK. And yet, a lot seems to be weird stuff happens in America, like Sasquatch Records bear is basically like a bear sighting for me. But so much seems to be happening over there, and yet we're crammed with history and stuff here. So it's, I might just suppose you don't get that many UK investigators, I suppose. I need to fish out some more. But, you know what I mean? It's like, we have so much history. It kind of makes it hard to believe in certain other places, like America and things like that. Because it's like, American history is like that on the grand calculus of things. And, our history in England's like that. You know what I mean? It's just, you can't,
is here as well, and he's really horrible. He's really obviously distraught. He's not nice at all. So she stays here to keep guests safe, apparently. She's been here a few hundred years. So whether that's true or not, I don't know, but that's some of the information we've had come through. And also guests have seen shadows walking along the top up here when they've been doing Ouija boards, etc., as if somebody's just walking around the edge and staring at you, just keeping an eye on you. So now,
I don't believe in Ouija boards, to be fair. I reckon they've been debunked and stuff. I don't reckon, sorry. They have been debunked on it, so I don't know. But it is fascinating that, people did pick up stuff. Maybe they picked it up. Maybe the person itself. Maybe on the cases where it is convincing or legit. Because I've got one, if they are a portal to the spirit world and all this nonsense, by logic and by myth and legend, I should be able to use it by myself and, communicate with people, no matter where you are. But no, it says, do you need more than two or more players? Well, why can't I use it by myself? Is it because at least that way you're guaranteed that someone's going to subconsciously move it? You know what I mean? Not intentionally, but subconsciously. But maybe in those cases where they seem convincing, maybe the person themselves picking something up, not the board. You know what I mean? They're receptive, if that makes sense, not the board. And it's, you know what I mean? Wax on, hello.
we're upstairs, so this would have been in the living area as part of the extension to the actual house. So if we come into this first room here, obviously there's lots of things in here. They have children come from school, so there's quite a few what we call props. You can see the original wattle and door, which the walls originally were made out of. But this room in particular is very, very interesting. So we've had some really uneasy things happening here. We've had people pushed. We've had people being knocked over. People have responded saying that they felt really uneasy in here. Now, allegedly, there's some sort of portal or doorway in this room. And it's also been reported by other companies that's come here that have said that this room is very oppressive and that there's a portal or something in here. Now, whether there is or not, I can't tell you if there is, but it's a very uneasy room when you're sat in here in the dark.
Any activity in these rooms?
So these two rooms here are very playful. So we've had lots of trigger objects, etc., go off in here, as if we have children maybe with us, and we have had footsteps go up and down this corridor. So I think this is more of a children's sort of dimension of the actual building itself, where children will come and play with you.
Yeah.
I think it'll be interesting tonight because we're going to try doing some watch and wait up here, so let's see what happens. And then this would have been the master bedroom Mr. Edgerton's bedroom. Again, it's a mock-up of his bed. A point of interest, though, for us sad people, shall we say. So the fireplace, those bricks were donated to him as a gift, and they're very important because that's the first fireplace that was built in the area, and it was very privileged to have this fireplace. Now, again, this area is quite active, so we've had quite a few people report seeing people in here, peeking around the edge of the bed just there. Now, there is a door in the corner, but it's literally just a storeroom. It's tiny, and there's no way in and out apart from that door. So we've had people peeking around on the door. We've had people who sat on the bed and then using the spirit talker and the Alice box has been told to get off, move away from the bed, don't sit on my bed. And also heard footsteps coming up the stairs here.
I think I've got it. I might still have that. I can't remember, I forgot it still. The Alice box. It was all right. I didn't pick up much. With that one, I picked up random words, but...
With a lady that was very distraught, that apparently died during the plague, and she was trying to help us to get out. She kept telling us to get out, but didn't mean it in a horrible way. She just meant you need to get out because of the plague's coming. So lots of different history levels. It's just an amazing, amazing building. So down here, these would have been the workers' cottages. So they would have actually worked the whole of this land, and they would have lived in this area. And again, it's mocked up for the children, how it would have looked. So that would have been the scullery, etc., where they would have done washing the clothes and all that sort of stuff. All the layout of the building has never been changed, so as you can see, it looks just how it would have then. This would have maybe been the parlour, all the stone floors, original fireplaces, coming through into the bedrooms. So as we walk through, you'll see that it does change. So they've got an exhibition in at the minute, which is called Through the Ages. We've had a not nice spirit in here. There's supposed to be a male in this area that stands in the corner over there and just tries to get you out of this room in any way they can. We've had people pushed, we've had things thrown, we've had bangs, crashes, footsteps, movements, all in this little area. Now, I can't tell you why, because I don't know why, apart from on one night we did some glass divination next door, and allegedly this is the brother who's very, very angry for having his daughter killed by the lady. So whether that's true or not, I don't know. Hopefully so. Very oppressive room when the lights go out. But all the way along the corridor, we've had lots of different activities. We've had lots of noise. It's very audible down here. Noises, footsteps, bangs, things moving, things being thrown, tablecloths moving, cups rattling. So I wouldn't say poltergeist, because that's not what it is. It's just more of a movement and an audible sort of thing. And that is the amazing Tatton Old Hall. It's a fantastic building, and we absolutely love it. And hopefully I'll have a great night.
So we're heading into Tatton Old Hall right now. This is mine and Griff's first ever adventure inside this notoriously haunted location. We're here with Haunted Happenings. You know, we just walked around with Phil. He gave us a bit of a history on the location. Some amazing history, and it's got that proper atmospheric look to it, don't it, Jace?
Yeah, it does. The building itself so old. We're looking at 1700s, and that's when the latest part was created. So 1500s, some of these buildings are from, and literally what you're about to see is it's really good. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. So what we're going to do, what the plan is, we're going to split up. Griff is going to investigate either upstairs or downstairs, and I'll be on the other floor. And we're going to do some lone vigils, and we'll meet up a bit later on and go into the barn. But it's got that Chillingham kind of feel to it, doesn't it?
It really does. I'm just shutting the door because...
Right. We had a door move then. It's obviously, it's the vortex of that door closing.
So, yeah, just shutting the door.
So do you want to start downstairs, Jason? I'll go upstairs.
Yeah, I think we'll have to whisper though.
Yeah, we'll talk quietly.
Actually, no, these mics shouldn't pick each other up, should they?
No, the mics will be fine, but you don't contaminate. Do you want to take a K2?
Yeah.
Right then.
Yes, they're using K2. They don't always use a K2. I love it.
I'll leave that on there for you. And we'll head upstairs.
Watch out for bats as well, Steve, because if they fall, then it's very sad.
That's...
Dead bat. Sorry, just realised. I was thinking it was a leaf. I nearly touched it.
It's not, it's alive, right? We're not allowed to touch it, guys. I've got to get the... So if you can go with the lady, she has a special thing that she has to come and collect the bat with.
Oh.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Lou.
What's happened to it?
Why is he gone?
I can just see that it's... Look,
Yeah,
it's moving.
its ears are
So
moving.
because it's conservation, etc., we're not allowed to move it
So he's
ourselves.
asleep then, isn't he? And he's fell.
Maybe, yeah. Mind you...
Imagine if you was here, you know, calling out and then that whacked off your shoulder.
Let me tell you a little story that happened to me a couple of weeks ago when I was here. You'll see upstairs in a minute, we're in one of the rooms, in the pitch black, doing watch and wait with all the guests. And I'm stood up, they're all sat down, and I'm calling out, and a bat came up the stairs and came flying past the front of my face, literally there.
Yeah.
Needless to say, I absolutely frightened myself to death. in
Yeah,
fairness.
well, we've been in that position many times, haven't we, Jace?
All right, guys, just me on my own. Stay here. He's gone. He's moved. He's upstairs. What's that walking on the... What was that? See, if you had just walked on.
I know. It's that easy. But yeah, Griff's going to be down in the front room, which...
Front room. It's a nice front room they got.
It is quite nice. It's nice and atmospheric.
The fireplace is in the centre of the room, so...
Oh, look at that building. I love a place like that.
So I'm going to start calling out, Spirit. I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Stephen. This is my first time ever visiting this location. And I've heard a lot about it. Is it possible
Still
that you'd be
daytime,
able
by
to
the
show
look
yourself to me tonight? And for all the guests who are here with Haunted Happenings. Is it possible? If you could walk down this corridor right now for me. There is an aeroplane coming by. I couldn't even get any drone shots here tonight, guys, because of the flight path, and you just will not go up. So apologies for not getting any cinematics, but I did try.
I've just basically put Ghost Tube up on because, you know, that's just the way it is here. Just add a bit of excitement because we don't get anything else, do we, guys? We ain't no good. No good as investigators. Just basically put Ghost Tube up on because, you know, that's just the way it is here. Just add a bit of excitement because we don't get anything else, do we, guys? We ain't no good. No good as investigators. Don't spend, what, thousands of pounds
Being modest, they do get some good stuff. He's being modest.
to get to locations to try and find paranormal stuff, you know. I don't know, we're just doing it wrong. Anyway, let's try and do it wrong tonight and get something to happen. Tatton Hall.
Spirit Talker, I got some interesting stuff, and I did an investigation. And I fucking what was ruins called. I went to some ruins and stuff, and it was reading out the name. It's saying these names. It's reading out the names that are carved into the wall. It was freaky as that.
Thomas, William, John. It's been switched around. The stories that you heard from Phil earlier about a man and a woman. The woman tried to save the child by giving him herbs, killed the child, nephew, I was told. And the man's angry and literally does not want anything to do with this lady. Now, I'd like to find the lights so I can knock them off just for a minute, just to see if we can get something to come into the dark. And we'll just roll with it. We'll just try and get something to happen in this great hall that it's called now. The one thing I'm amazed by. You hear that? You probably. The one thing I'm amazed by. You hear that?
Yes, I took a.
The one thing I'm amazed by. You hear that? And I'm making you look at me. It was over there, guys. In that corner. If that was you tapping, could you make that noise again? If there is somebody here that wishes to talk to me at all, could you make a noise, please? What the fuck?
Now, hopefully they'll investigate, see if they can debunk it, but that, and it could be coincidence, don't get me wrong, But it did the noise after you asked.
That was loud. It was really loud. Could you make a noise, please? What the fuck? Could you make a noise, please? What the fuck?
It's like 2 bits of wood going.
Now, we've been told that this place is the real deal. And we've been told that stuff has happened here. So as soon as I got a noise, after asking, I don't like to be cheeky, but can you make that noise again?
And it says here, please do not touch any of the objects on display. So I won't. But would that be possible if you could move an object for me? You could throw it at me. You could drag it along the side if you'd like. We don't mind.
It's daytime, they're hearing noises. Oh, sorry, I heard that. Sorry, I paused it. The thing is, well, I do think, though, if somewhere is generally haunted, I don't think you need to be doing it at night time necessarily for it to do stuff. So I heard that as it sounded like a dragging noise.
I did hear something then. It sounded like a little bit of a dragging, but I didn't see anything move. It was like it's like something very light. It is an old building though. So what I'm going to do, I'm just demonstrating the sound that device creates. And if any of the children that roam this section of the building, we've heard him quite playful. Oh, that breeze is lovely.
You are?
Oh, you're not going in the front room?
I'm just in here for a little bit. The reason I've been in here so long is because I've had...
Oh, Jace.
What?
Hold on. Someone's got to have come into the building. Oh, okay, yeah. So that's who was causing the noise. Nothing paranormal. I thought we'd got some kind of paranormal activity then. It was just a lady. What had happened, Jace?
Well, basically, I was asking for someone to talk, and I had a massive loud bang in that corner, and then I had a massive loud bang up there. It would have been the original 3rd floor. So I had one in that corner, and it was like a doof, and then this one was like a noise, and it was loud. The only thing I might explain, it could have been the lamp. And in that corner, there's a few items there, and I wouldn't be able to tell you.
All right, then.
So, it's weird, but I'll just call out a little bit in here, and then I'll move into the living quarters. All right, so I'm going to move into the living quarters of where...
I love stuff like that. That looks beautiful, doesn't it?
People have said that there's an evil man. I'm leaving to go and try and get the lights turned down and go to the toilet. So I'm going to leave you in this room. I heard that there was an evil spirit in this room who hates the lady that killed its child. Could you speak to us and show us that you're in this room? Could you speak to the camera, please? and show us that you are here. You have devices on the side. Come and talk to us.
Are you a child? Oh my god, this is so annoying. No! There's noises happening right now, but the aeroplane's drowning it all out.
Yeah, because I could hear some, like, moving about, but fucking aeroplanes.
Oh, there's like tapping. That is the saddest thing I've ever experienced. Hello? That was like crackling, tapping, you know, like the sound of a fire, like a fireplace. That was happening then. But the aeroplane went over, you'd have drained all that out.
Fucking aeroplanes.
Prisoner.
What I'm going to do, I do have a device here. If you want to tell me your name, your age, or anything, you're more than welcome.
I'm glad I scrapped the other one and come to this, because this one's interesting, and plus you've got the taps, the noises, all kinds of things going, which could be easy to explain, but it's not as lackluster as the one I sat through trying to, you know what I mean? And I want to try my best to get the best content for you, you know what I mean? And yeah, and plus I like just looking at the rooms and some of the history, all, you know, it's beautiful, isn't it?
But I was in this room a few moments ago. Could you make that noise again? Ooh! 28!
God, fuck me, he made me... I didn't jump out my chair, but he made me go... Oh, made me... I jumped in the inside. I was like, oh, internal jump. It was like, fuck me.
$28. Now, I did just ask if he wanted to tell me its age. Are you 28 years old, Spirit?
Is he going for the number 2? But look at that room, man. Isn't that beautiful? I love it as well. I love it when they keep the old stuff there, or even if it's a reproduction, to keep the flavour there, if that makes sense. I mean, just look at that, man. A lot of it's original stuff. You can tell by the photographs, but isn't that gorgeous? Kind of reminds me of Sherlock Holmes sort of thing, you know what I mean? So you imagine sitting there with a pipe with a fire, reading the local sheets and stuff.
Am I alone up here? Give me a sign. If you can see me. If you can hear me.
My problem is, it's like, don't ask too many questions at once, and also don't walk or make noise, if you know what I mean, if you're going to do that, because straight after he started walking, they could have done something, you know what I mean? But the camera picked your noise up over anyhow.
Hello?
I heard that. It's either a bolt or something being moved. Yep, I heard it, mate. I heard it. Imagine that camera.
Wait.
I'm waiting for something to move that room. Oh. I've got a chicken.
Hello?
Thing is, I know he's left the room and he's gone to the bathroom now, but these guys are, like I said, they've been recommended by debunking channels, and it's like, so they're quite legit, you know what I mean? They wouldn't go out of the way to fake stuff, you know what I mean? Like the other ones I saw theirs, it's like, they don't go out of their way to fake stuff, you can tell, you know what I mean? And like I said, they've been it's most of the time debunking stuff, but to hit, I mean, bloody hell, man, I heard that. There's no question mark, you know, they didn't go back and edit that, you know what I mean? Without, sometimes they do it, the enhancing, just in case you missed it, but I'm hearing this shit, and I'm pretty sure you are as well, but fucking hell, man. That's just... I imagine it was like a shadow bastard, don't they?
Okay, you've got my attention. What was that? Who was that?
It's a kid playing hide and seek. See that bit there, that banister bit, can you see it in the doorway there? That's freaky as F. I keep thinking it's like a figure, because see the arm and stuff, you know what I mean?
Could you do that again? It was like a scraping sound, I suppose.
It's daytime.
It
It's still
happened
pretty
right
dark,
next to me. That was incredible.
Still pretty dark in there, isn't it? Oh, fuck off, man.
We're going to go into the dark for a sec.
Fuck me, that was him. He could have said something. He could have said, oh, fucking hell, man. I thought, fucking hell. I thought a ghost. I thought, before he said something, the lights went, doo, and then the camera moved. I thought, fucking hell, shadow bastard's done it. Jesus Christ, man.
I hope that you spoke to the ghost tube. I hope that you did something to the K2.
How do you feel?
Ooh, well, in all honesty, I feel quite good.
Oh, he's had his
I feel
shit.
amazing. I feel amazing that I've been given the opportunity to come into this location. I feel amazing that we're here, we're live, we're alive.
Well, mind you, of course, I know there's toilets in the building, but they might have had to leave and use the tourist one because they might not want you to actually defecate in their actual house ones.
Sorry, not alive. I'm happy that we are alive. So, while I've been away, and I've not seen what's been spoken about on the app, we've had prisoner, and weak.
You had more than that, mate.
Away. So he's asking me how I feel.
You've had more than that, mate, I tell you. And you probably saw that when you watched this back, didn't you? Like cabinets creaking and God knows how.
Stay. Can you hear that? I think it was the door, maybe the wind. Could be the wind. I hope it's the bloody wind. Yeah, that's got to be the wind.
If you can see me, could you
think,
knock, please?
You think so, mate?
Hello?
Door's open. Slamming the door. It's just. I thought she shut this door behind her.
It's really loud.
It is when you're in here, because I was standing in that room and I heard it. Doo.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell's that?
Okay, so it's just the wind blowing it.
Yeah, it was the wind blowing the door, so.
So we can debunk the banging as the door just being left open. What's scary though? Well, I wouldn't say scary.
Now, I've been told we can sit on the furniture. So, in true fashion, I'm going to sit down.
Should have asked him what his favourite chair on there, because you don't want to put ideas and things on experiment. You want to sit in a certain chair and then find out afterwards if that was their favourite chair.
Oh, jeez. I just sunk into the seat. I just want to ask you a few questions about your time here at Tatton Hall. Can you answer some questions for me? I'm sitting in your seat. And in all honesty, I don't think you should be mad for this long at your sister. It's a loud bang.
That's what she said.
Hopefully it was stay.
Head towards the light.
Jace? What the hell was that? It was banging.
Yeah, man, I heard it.
It's a loud bang.
Jace?
I don't think you should be mad at your sister this long. I understand something tragic happened. I understand that it was an unfortunate event. But you've got to let stuff go sometimes.
Let it go.
Holding anger for 500 years must be stressful.
Let it go.
Hello, Spirit. Mel.
But bear in mind, this is quite thick what I'm wearing. I've got chicken on my legs, chicken going up my arm, and on the back of my neck. The paranormal. Oh, hello. Oh. That's all over my body. I hope that's a reaction to that and not me picking something up. But the paranormal in Tatton House is now activated. Well, we heard the noises earlier, didn't we, folks? This is good. This is good. I'm glad I've done this. I'm glad I scrapped the other one and started recording this. God, bloody, I've got chicken up my legs. Look, get off my lap for a second. I'm trying to do a video. Please.
Alarm's going off, look. Hello?
Is it me you're looking for? Got my wands for protection. And now it's a Wicca, or what Wicca use. You know, people use them, well, all kinds of ritual magic. It's not a Harry Potter one, by the way. You know what I mean? It's a proper dark apple wood or something like that.
I don't know what to ask. Are you the spirit that's been playing with me?
Good morning.
Oh. I don't know if that's yes or no. Okay. Are you trying to scare me out of the building?
No. Are you a child?
I'm just going to walk past you right now.
You have to touch it to actually activate that.
Man, this is kicking off.
Whoop! You actually have to touch the tip. Oh, that's what she said. For it to go off. Oh, I'll get worse.
Could you make that go off again, please?
If dust fell on it, it wouldn't set off. It has to be literally physically touched. Do you know what I mean?
Now, I can tell you right now, there was no plane going over. I mean, there's a plane going over right now. But when that was triggering, nothing.
The plane wouldn't set it off.
Logically,
I mean, I got one that's rubbish and nothing happened. You know what I mean? But mind you, it's 21 quid. It was really cheap as chips. Was it between 15 quid to 20 quid? So it might have been someone put like a cheap, crappy version.
I suppose there's an air tower around here. A lot of devices, a lot of radio signals. Could that be malfunctioning that? It's a possibility. But I heard banging. I
didn't know that. I think, the thing is though, I'm not saying it's not right, but I thought with a REM pod, it's purely designed to be touched. You know what I mean? Touch activated, if it makes sense. You know what I mean?
Banging coming from this way. There's no one there, and I heard some kind of scraping noise right in front of me. Again, nothing there. So now I'm thinking, am I talking to something intelligent?
But the thing is, he's forgetting that the guy said about the playful spirit. So it could be the kid spirits playing, if it is ghosts, it could be the kid spirits playing, teasing him.
There's just weird noises happening all around, and I'm just making out that it's a ghost. Either way, it's fascinating. Thank you so much.
All these amazing places that we come.
Thing is, they're sceptical still, but there's one video that's called "That Made Us Believe," and so it's like, even in a sceptical, there's been some that made them question it, if that makes sense.
All these hours that we spend. Trying to get you guys to talk to us. 9 times out of 10, nothing happens. That's the reality of what we do. But there's that 1%. Can you be that 1% for us today?
They've had some good...
Can you be that spirit?
Even in the video said they made them believe, or be more open-minded. It's like, again, the problem is, it's also I suppose it's also the dangers of being sceptical. How do I explain it? It's like they're open-minded, they're sceptical, but they're open-minded at the same time, which you can be a skeptic and open-minded. But sometimes when they hear something happen, they sometimes go, nah, that can't be real. You know what I mean? So there's that problem with them as well. So, which is not a bad thing, but it's a problem. You know what I mean? It's that hard paradox where you go, nah, it can't be, surely. You know what I mean?
A guardian that's willing to show us that you're here. To stand up and be counted and not be scared.
Johnny.
Some interesting things happen now. REM pod going nuts.
I had some stuff down here.
Really?
Yeah, some loud bangs. Hold.
I asked for a name or an age, and he said 28.
I've got Johnny.
Did it?
The thing is, though, he went to the bathroom, and you and I we heard stuff he picked up for like cabinets and stuff, didn't it?
John was one of the names.
I've had some good stuff up there, like a scraping sound as well. It was standing right next to me.
It's interesting because they got back to edit it. It's a shame he didn't caption it saying, "Oh, I think this could be." You know what I mean? I mean, they might say something later, but if not, I am surprised he didn't notice it. Freaky deaky.
Spirit or persons that live at Tatton Park, anybody that can hear me, hear the sound of my voice, come towards it as we are going upstairs.
Maybe it might have to go dark. Yeah, go there when it's dark. But
Stephen are going in the hallway to find out who is upstairs in this great hall. If you wish to talk to us, we have devices up there for you, so you can interact with us and tell us who you are. If Johnny's here, or John, or Jonathan, come upstairs. If the 28-year-old person or persons of Tatton Park can hear us come into this great hall as I'm making my way up the stairs. Fuck you now. I just went over 2 things.
I can't even come to you because the steps
No,
are
it's
up.
alright, I've got eyes there. Remember, I've got 20/20 vision.
In the dark.
Yeah, 20/20 vision. It means you can see in all aspects, just on the floor.
It has happened.
It wouldn't be I've just nearly fell over 2 benches because you can't see it. Smashed up my shins.
Oh, brilliant.
All right.
I mean, he has got torches.
Yeah, I'm in the back.
I mean, have you seen what I do? I just have a nice little one here, clipped on red, so I can see where I'm going. Well, Griff, I believe in that.
Is there any of those people, persons, spirits here today with us that wish to talk to us at all?
see, that's another idea. You have to get a really decent one that's quite bright. But if you had a bright red light torch as well, apparently that helps with ghost investigations. It doesn't contaminate the footage as much as all the results, if that makes sense. And apparently, it's good for the, it's good for the environment and blah 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 and various other things and benefits.
We have a device on the windowsill. It's a word bank that you can actually talk into and tell us some things.
I want to stay.
So we've got I want to stay again, as I was explaining how it worked. So Stephen has said that the Melrem has been going off today. So could you show me, please? Go towards the green light in the centre of the hallway that's on the floor. If there's any children here that wish to play with it, you can. You can play with all the devices. Show us how playful you are.
Go on, touch it. Sounds wrong, wouldn't it?
So the room that I'm standing in right now, it's known for a spirit of a male that likes to poke his head around the corner of the bed. I say this all the time, we have never ever seen an apparition or something that we can 100% say is a ghost. We have never seen that. And we want to experience that and show it to the world. We've had some amazing things happen already tonight.
Well, it is amazing, but to some people it'd be like it's nothing, but that's kind of stuff that we get all the while. It's like little knocks and bangs.
Yeah.
The thing as well, also, to be fair, it depends what you consider legit, because don't forget, if it's too good, this is the other thing as well, doing investigations, if it's too good, like Ghost Adventures, again, that's what pisses me off, excuse my French, but what annoys me about people who fake stuff is because they make it look really good, like they digitally put in shadow going by, all this sort of stuff. And that really does annoy me, because then when you get the legit stuff, it's like people go, nah, it's too good to be true. So even if it's a few creaks and knocks, bangs, noises, dragging sounds, etc., REM pod going off, even if it's just a little nitty-gritty bits, at least you can be more open-minded about it. It's not too over the top, not too dramatic, you know what I mean?
And hopefully one time that a spirit will explain why, and that's what we're pretty much aiming for.
But it's right here. Am I pointing in the right direction? It's there somewhere. Right there.
How do you feel?
How do you feel, Stephen? He'd asked me how I felt earlier.
Twice, isn't it? Yeah.
A bit anxious. Because of the things that we've experienced already tonight. I feel like, you know what, maybe
Tonight it was daytime. Has there been a cut we don't know about?
Night is the night where we're going to get that Holy Grail.
But is there any members from the Edgerton family here with us now?
Oh?
It's like a walk-in in your room. What?
Yeah, right behind me.
Yeah. Just got a plane going over, guys.
But see, again, it's like when they hear a noise, they don't go, "Oh my God, what was that?" Oh. I think also as well, it's like twins are guilty of doing it as well. But it's like, what annoys you if you are someone who believes in all of it, all of it from demons to ghosts and all sort of stuff, it's kind of like you think after years of experience you would be more chilled about it or not surprised. You know what I mean? But they seem to get over dramatic over like knocks and bangs and creaks, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's a knock. Here's some walking." Yeah, you know what I mean? And also, like, if you believe too much in the background or stories, whatever, it's kind of like, you know what I mean? That psychological aspect to it. I think that affects things as well. Or, you know, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'm going with this, but anyway.
I mean, it's probably travelling at about 280. Be gone in a sec.
I don't know if the camera would be...
Some.
Jace, it's just happened again. This time it sounded like the handrail.
Is someone coming up the stairs? It said some, Stephen.
Oh, I've gone absolutely ice cold.
So, Edgerton, is that the trigger
Go
name?
on, run up the stairs. Go on, run up the stairs.
Is that something that gets you going? Are one of you here with us now? Show us your face. Or show us that you are here by doing something.
Please.
Slam a door. Walk behind Stephen. Come up those stairs. Me and Stephen have never seen an apparition.
Thing is, it's kind of, I don't know. Ow. It's funny though, in a way, when you think about it. Like, if nothing happens, it's like, I don't know. It's odd that, I mean, it could be just to spruce up the tourism, but it's like it's odd that people who've come here on the tourist guide experience have felt stuff, etc. And he's like, you know, what's the thing? But how? Hey, it's kind of funny. It's kind of weird because, in a way, I'm not sure if they do, but a part of me would feel guilty if I didn't find anything, because it's like, what's that going to say about their talk, their reputation? You know what I mean? Because they're just giving you this tour, you record this tour, then you do the investigation, and nothing happens. You know what I mean? I mean, you've got some bits, but you know what I mean. Though you know where I'm coming from. But it's like, for me, I'd feel a bit guilty, like, fuck, like discrediting their thing, because.
Which is when you show yourself to us. Like Stephen said earlier, we have cameras that will be able to capture you and undoubtedly show the world that you are here. Are you willing to do that for us today? Are you willing to show us that you are here? Walk closer towards us. Move towards the sound of our voices. Move towards this hallway. Show us your power.
You've got to go in the barn, come on.
So, guys, we're in the witch's barn. I've been informed that that's what it's called. A few people have hung from the rafters here. We've been...
See, that's it. It's like, in America, they literally think that witch is real, when a lot of it is women who are anti-establishment, or even men witch as well. It's basically anyone who opposed the church, were radical, or just herbalists. You know, people who actually used herbs, like things you could, because you know, when you look into herbs, like, don't forget, we use a lot of herbs when we do cooking, right? We'd be surprised that a lot of those herbs that you use in the kitchen for cooking, or that you grow in the garden, have so many medicinal purposes. So it's kind of like, back then it used to be an art. We used to have an art before we had pharmaceuticals. People pharmacies go, there's no scientific credibility behind these herbs. It's like, of course they're going to say that. If you're going to start doing alternative... Thing is, the joke is, a lot of the stuff that we use in pharmaceuticals came from plants. It's just that they don't want anyone else making money from it. But I mean, but it's a genuine art that's been lost over time. And those who practice it were accused of being witches. It's mental.
Told, maybe.
But witches
you
like
know, it's
Hollywood.
just information that's been said. Yeah, we moved into the barn because we've actually got this whole place to ourselves.
We do.
And it's a lovely, it's really acoustically sound, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there's not really anything that can seep in. So hopefully we can try and find out if someone did die in this barn.
People have reported that they've actually been touched here tonight.
Yeah.
A few of the guests said they've been touched.
So let's get it started. Go on, Stu.
Okay. So, Spirit of the Barn. My name is Stephen. I'm here with Griff. We've spent a lot of time over in the main house. And we've had a lot of fun in there. We've caught some very interesting pieces of activity, possibly. And we've heard that this section is just as haunted. There's tales of witches that have been hung. We're here in the dark, just me and Jace. I know that might have just confused you. I've just called him Griff. But it's the same. Jace, Griff, whatever. Can you see us right now? Bed.
Also, I was just thinking, if there are bats in there, just as a logical explanation as well, for people who said they got touched, they clearly found bats couldn't give a shit because they found a bat asleep on the table. So if bats are in that barn, or if they're rodents or whatever in the barn, I know it's a dreadful thought, but when you get touched, it could be a bit of droppings falling down and hitting you. But then again, I suppose you would, I don't know, just debunk myself.
Did it say bed or Ben?
I don't know.
Bed.
She's on about me going to sleep.
It is past their bed.
Fair play. Where's my phone stay?
I don't know. There are a lot of beds over in the other section.
Oh, I ain't bothered. Where's my wallet?
I don't know where your personal possessions are.
In the
Honestly,
toilet,
I
mate.
feel like I've been robbed.
We're always being robbed. What is the relevance to the word bed inside this barn? There's no bed in sight. There's a
He's probably left in the carsy, and if he's used spirit box or the spirit app, it's probably in the house.
lot of beds over it in the main